He was the sun, and she was the moon. The celestial bodies forever in sync, yet never truly meeting. She met him by chance, a message on a language app. A conversation that was supposed to be about grammar. The app had paired them as study buddies. But somewhere between the lessons, the talks turned from textbookish to everything else. About their dreams, their fears, their laughter, their tears. About everything except for how they made each other feel. Boundaries they never breached. They never spoke of love, never made promises, never met. But what they shared was more than a connection. It was understanding. If he missed their conversations as much as she did, if he felt the pull of an emotion that neither of them had named, she would trace his name on the condensation on her window, whispering it into the void, hoping it would carry to him, hoping he would feel it, hoping he would understand. It was warmth. It was something that felt dangerously close to home, because feelings weren't part of the plan. Feelings could ruin the perfect non-existent, never-ending friendship they had built. But never scent of feelings buried under fear, of a bond that bloomed quietly and faded without a goodbye. This is the story of Arya and the boy who made her feel seen for the first time. A boy she never confessed to, a love that was real, even if it was never spoken. For anyone who's ever had a what if, they still think about. For the hearts who broke without a sound, one less message, one less call, one less shared secret. One day she woke up and he was gone. No goodbye, no explanation, just an echo of his absence in her heart. There were no strings attached, no expectations, just two souls sharing a space between words and paragraphs. He was the ink to her story, the color to her world, the beat to her heart. But their story remained unwritten, their love unspoken, their connection unnamed. But she couldn't. Because their story was a secret, a precious, painful secret that only she knew. A love that bloomed in the quiet corners of her heart, a love that died in the silence of his goodbye. Yet he knew her better than anyone. He knew the way the sunlight danced in her eyes, the way her smile crinkled at the corners, the way her laughter echoed with warmth. The one who made her laugh till her stomach hurt. The one whose silence was comfortable, whose eyes twinkled with understanding. He was the one who saw past the walls she had built over the years. The one who made her want to be a better version of herself. He was the missing melody in her song, the rhythm to her rhyme, the one constant in her ever-changing world. And she, the girl behind the screen, fell in love with the boy who was yet to be known. How it took her hours to fall asleep, and just how many pillows she used to make it all go away. He saw the sunrise in her every morning, the hope in her eyes, the quiet strength in her steps, the kindness in the curve of her lips. And he, the boy behind the screen, fell in love with the girl who was yet to be met. For her, he was the missing piece of a puzzle she didn't know existed. They talked for hours on end, days turning into weeks, weeks into months. They explored each other's minds, discovering galaxies within. Their conversations were a symphony, each word a note in harmony. They spoke of dreams and disappointments, hopes and heartaches, joys and sorrows. They shared their fears, their flaws, their vulnerabilities, their scars. And as they did, an invisible bond grew between them, as real as the emotions it held. But there were lines they never crossed. And in the quiet moments when the messages stopped and the screens went dark, she would stare at the ceiling, wondering if he, too, thought of her the way she thought of him. He was her anchor in the storm, her solace in the chaos, her whisper in the wind. And as the chapters of their lives turned, they drifted apart, not with a bang, but with a whimper. She wanted to scream, to cry, to let the world know the depth of her despair. This is a haunting, heart-aching tale of a girl who loved someone in silence, of messages typed.